Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. Let's take a look at what's in store today.
So after that mess of a match at the beginning of the week, I thought we would try another Conqueror. So if you see your name here in the battle, please drop me a comment and say hi. Now for this, I'm using a slightly different build. So this is a build that I've been trying out in Battleground, and I'm just going to call it Kamikaze Wiz because basically it's pretty risky. But it seems to work okay, but there is obviously a high chance of dying. You know that I liked playing Melee Wiz when I came up with that build. It was very close combat, but it dealt a lot of damage. So this is basically kind of what we're going in with today. This build kind of gives quite a lot of damage, but you do have to get quite close to your opponents. So we'll just see how it goes. I am expecting to die quite a lot, hopefully not as much as the other day, and hopefully it will be as balanced as Conqueror should be. Obviously the battle that you guys have already seen was a total mess with like insta death. Here I'm probably going to die because that was my own fault. I tried to take on too many people at once there, but as I said, this is the Kamikaze Wiz build that I'm using now because why the hell not? Like, all I'm doing Conqueror for is the rewards and for the entertainment value for you as my subscribers, because I know quite a few of you enjoy watching these PvP matches as much as I loathe taking part in them. I used to really enjoy PvP, but when they launched Tempest, I was just like totally done with it. And with Barbarian being so OP in Battlegrounds at the moment as well, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm out of PvP a little bit and a little bit out of practice as well from not playing so much. So we have got our first kill there, so not too bad. So you can see with this build, it's kind of a case of like launching your skills, jumping around, launching your skills, jumping around. I'm using the electric orb scorch. So this is to kind of hold your enemies in place a little bit so that you can then jump on top of them with the skills. And there's two skills that I'm using are the new Lightning Nova essence and the new Disintegrate essence as well, because together these are quite powerful and they have the shock as well. And then for the offhand, I'm using the new offhand for Lightning Nova as well, so that this should give quite a decent amount of damage onto the enemies, and potentially obviously damage other enemies as well in the process with that effect that we get from the new offhand. Now for those that don't know the essence I'm referring to, it is Trifling Piffle. So when Lightning Nova hits a shocked enemy, it unleashes another Lightning Nova. Cannot occur more often than once every 4.5 seconds. And alongside this, we're using Isolated Storm. Lightning Nova now calls a lightning orb to orbit you, dealing lightning damage to enemies it hits. Lightning Nova damage is increased 18%. So those are two new essences and they seem to work really nicely in PvP, although you do have to get close to your enemies to get that effect, as you can see here. So the other new essence that I'm using in this build is Filtered Defense, which I've got on the shoulder. So that is where Disintegrate becomes an entropy field, and it basically puts this ring around you and damages nearby enemies. Now it's not the strongest essence, so I pair it slightly differently in Battleground. Here I'm using it with Sour Cut so that it increases the range, as you can see. And this basically means that you can stay a little bit further away from your enemies while still dealing damage to them, so that you don't die like I just did. Now I'm not going to go into great details of the build that I'm using. The reason for this is because obviously in Conqueror everything is nerfed down, so you're not really getting a fair idea of exactly how this works. And then also I have the missing main hand and offhand. In Conqueror you only have the 6 gear pieces, so you only have one main hand and one offhand, whereas in actual PvP like Battleground you do have 2 of each. So that's the main reason why I'm not going to go through build today. But if you want me to make a Battleground video with this build and talk through everything in detail, let me know in the comments, and that's something that I can get done hopefully by the end of this week. So let's get back into the battle now. As you can see from the scores on the left, we are super close to each other. Our team did start off pretty good with taking the towers. However, we've lost quite a few of these. A lot of our teammates keep dying, myself included, obviously. So I'm going to head this way and try and take back this tower. I could see that one of my teammates was here, but I think they've just been killed. So hopefully I can take down some of these players and maybe get a chance to take back this tower. But I think this person is going to kill me again, because they're the one that killed me just now. And yeah, just like that, I am dead once again. Now, one thing that I do really dislike in Conqueror is the increased resurrection time. it's super frustrating because obviously if all of your team are down at the same time and you've all got that increased time, it can be make or break for whether you win or lose the battle. Now I've resurrected here and we have some enemy players right at our spawn, but thankfully managed to take them down. So let's crack on and hope that we can actually possibly win this. They're still slightly ahead, but you can see there is really not that much difference in the score now. It's been super close pretty much since the start, other than when we first took all of those towers. I'm just trying to decide where exactly to go. I'm thinking I might stay here because I could see this player on the minimap moving towards this tower. And as I knew that my teammates were spawning here, I didn't want them getting killed if it was someone that was super strong. Because as you know, that the way that battle went a couple of days ago was not great. And we were all just getting killed instantly by the other players, despite our team actually having won that battle. Now I made a big mistake here because there were several players at once coming at me and I obviously was going to die with that. I think there was like 4 players at once there. So yeah, pretty intense, and obviously I died again. And then I got this really nice message from Luxurious that was in my team for this battle. So thank you. I know I wrote it in game, as you can all see, because I was screen recording at the time. But yeah, thank you so much for that message. I'm glad you enjoy my videos. And now you get to be in one of them. How amazing is that? So let's head back into battle and hopefully get some more butts. It's getting really close to that 1,000 points mark now, and to this Guardian rising. So we're going to have to keep an eye on staying central for the next few moments in this battle, and also trying to just take down some of these players so that when the Guardian does rise, we're able to actually defeat it first. And just as I mentioned that, the enemy team has reached 1,000 points and we now need to try and take down this Guardian. So I'm trying to kind of take down some of these players before we go to where the Guardian is, because there's a lot of these guys around and there's not so many of my team around now. And let's try and do some damage to this Guardian. Hopefully we can kill it before the other team do, or like that you might end up dying. And unfortunately the enemy team did actually manage to take down the Guardian, and you can see they're super close to actually winning this battle now. I think it's probably going to be over before I even manage to resurrect at this point, or I'm going to resurrect literally and then it will say that we've been defeated. But it was a pretty close match. This was definitely more balanced than the last one that I made a video for, and I'm going to probably play a few more Conqueror, like I said, just to get the rewards for the event. But that was it. It was a defeat for my team, but we still did really well. And it was nice just to play with nice players and not people that are like raging in the chat or anything like that. So that is it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.